This is Straight Talk with it by the native Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and his sidekick Shanan Jones. Frank discussions of issues affecting the ATL, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, the nation, and around the world. And now, here they are, live and in living color, the team of Jones and Fann, the Preacher Man.
Truly Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shanan E. Jones, and Miss C. Hey, Miss C.
Hello.
All right, Shannon's on location. You know, Shannon stay on location. I mean, Jesus Christ. Man, where were you at?
I'm just daddying tonight.
Oh, you daddying tonight?
I'm daddying tonight, yeah.
Oh, so you being Big Papa tonight. Okay.
I'm being Big Papa tonight, yep.
Right. Well,
good evening, Straight Talk family. Good evening, Miss C. Bishop, how y'all doing?
Hey, I'm having
Sam.
a problem hearing Shannon. It's sounding kind of cloudy.
Well, you know, he's out there babysitting, so you can't.
Okay.
So you're probably gonna have a real problem, Sim. He's got little Samuel with him in there, so you know he's being Big Papa tonight. That's what the problem is.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet.
You may hear his little program in the back. Hopefully you don't. I saw a picture the other day that Deborah Scott put up, and it was of an organist at Tim McDonald's church at First Iconium, and he had his little daughter strapped around him as he was playing the organ. So I just said, you know, being a dad is my black job, okay?
Well, you know, being a father is a good job, though. It really is. It's a really and truly, honestly, it's a joy to be a father and be able to spend time with your children and help nurture them to become the best that they can become. Because we all know that they're going to do what they're going to do when they get older. But at least we can instill certain values and morals and principles in them at an early age. So,
amen to that. I saw a great picture of you with your sons from your birthday the other day. That was a great picture of you with two of your sons, and one of them decided that he was going to go and get that check and then see Tad later. And the other two, you can't go. And the one that said he's going to go and get that check and see you later, I said, that's the one that's most like this.
Yeah, he is the one. Well, I put it like this right here. Two of the three are most like me. One of them look like me, but he's just he's not most like me, you know. But I just thank God for them and being able to, you know, to have spent quality time in their life. And as we get older, and Cynthia can attest to that too, in terms of getting older and spending time with our kids, is really a joy and a pleasure to be able to do it. And I think we're breaking into tonight to a little mama time with her kids. So she was spending time with her kids tonight too. Cynthia, you want to talk about that? You want to talk about that, Cynthia? You want to talk about the love that you have shown as a mother and a father to your kids? So she's a mother and a father.
I don't like that. What you said. I don't like that. I just been mama, you know. No, you know, it's always a joy. You know, we sat around the table and talked to each other. We went and got something to eat, and today, this is all happened today. And it was just a real pleasure to sit at the table with my son and my daughter at the same time, because we sit at the table, but we sit there at different times because my daughter works different hours, and my son, he's here, he's in and out. And so it was just a real pleasure today to sit with them and talk about getting ready for Thanksgiving and, you know, the political climate, you know, just a lot of things in general that you know, families talk about.
Well, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit more about family time and the importance of family time. And on the other side, with Miss C and Shanan E. Jones, who's on doing Big Papa duty tonight. And we'll see you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like us. Don't forget to share. And don't forget to send Miss C any news and information you may have. If you want to be a guest on the program, Miss C would certainly love to have you and announce your announcement. And with that being said, you can just send it out to to Straight Talk News at gmail.com, 1362 at gmail.com. But right now, we're going to go on the other side with Miss C with church news, church news, just news and information with Miss C.
3-minute news flash.
Just 3 minutes. Not with Miss C, it may be 7 minutes. We'll see you on the other side.
Hi, Miss C again. I know you just saw me over there. Now I'm over here, but I'm going back there when I finish over here, okay? Listen, I just got a few tidbits of information I want to share with you. Flipper Temple AME Church at 580 Atlanta Student Movement Boulevard in Atlanta invites you to its church anniversary, November 17th. Services begin at 10:45 a.m. and Sunday school begins at 9:30 a.m. I love Sunday school. Our new pastor is Reverend Elijah Shafar. Harris for President Prayer Rally will be held Monday, November 4th, 6 p.m. at West Hunter Street Baptist Church, 1040 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard in Atlanta. Prayer for Vision and Leadership will be led by Dr. Allison Henderson Brooks. Prayer for Justice and Equity, Reverend Aaron Naeem Robinson. Prayer for Unity in the Nation, Dr. Lawrence Carter Sr. There will be songs of our ancestors led by Reverend T. Renee Crutcher and a poetic reflection, Jahar Zanumbu. I know I didn't pronounce that right. I'm so sorry, Jahar. And there will also be an invocation of the ancestors. That's going to be quite a program there. How to Navigate Medicare will be presented by the State Health Insurance Program on Wednesday, November 6th from noon to 1:30 p.m. at Word of Faith Love Center, 2435 Ben Hill Road in East Point. And that's going to give you information on Medicaid, Medicare, and some of the Advantage plans. Now listen, before we go, there are 4 things I'd like for you to do. I'd like for you to like us, subscribe to us, leave comments. Please let us know how we're doing. And also share us. Don't keep Straight Talk News to yourself. Let everybody know about Straight Talk News. Let them know what you know, okay? And listen, if you'd like for us to announce your event, just email it to us at straighttalknews1362 at gmail.com. That's straighttalknews1362 at gmail.com. And in the meantime, and in between time, may the Lord God bless you real good. Bye now.
All right, we're back on the other side with Miss C and Shanan E. Jones. Big Papa. You're spending time. Look, I tease Shanan about this. Cynthia. Shanan had a dog by the name of Mateo, and Mateo was always with Shanan. I mean, when Shanan would be doing Straight Talk, Mateo would be sitting right there beside Shanan. And one night, Shanan was on. We were on, and Mateo said,
He was saying they never a straight talk. That's what he was saying.
I believe he told Shanan, get off that phone.
And Mr. Bobby said he had him say one day, hang up the phone. He said that dog was talking. I heard him say, man, hang up the phone.
But
that 2020 election, that's so busy. We lived on the phone from 2021. We lived on the phone, so he probably did say that.
Well, one of the things that I want to just kind of, we're getting closer to Thanksgiving, that Cynthia was sharing and sitting around the table with, kids and having family time, just really sharing love and spending quality time and discussing about things that's going on, world affairs, and as we're looking and moving closer toward Thanksgiving, to be thankful for all the many blessings God has given to us, even though we're dealing with this election, and people gonna vote the way they're gonna vote and vote for the candidate they want to vote for. But we know in all of that, God is still in charge, and we're thankful for God and His goodness and what God is doing in our lives. But I just want to talk about some family time, some stuff. Cynthia, you were talking about earlier, and then we'll get to Shanan talk about family time. He just lost his uncle. His dad lost his brother. And to lose a loved one around holiday time is really kind of, it's always painful, but around holiday time it's a little bit more painful, I believe, than it is at other times, but it's always painful. But Cynthia, talk about, this thing that you sharing with your kids and, as a mother and a father.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Listen,
I never.
Go on. Listen,
I never.
See, she doesn't.
My motherly wisdom and stuff.
Okay, all right.
But all through my life and their lives, so we've always been together during the holidays, and we love sharing those times together. In fact, I haven't made plans. They always going to come and ask me, "What are we doing for Thanksgiving? What are we doing for Christmas?" And it always ends up being family time. And I love it because that's what I grew up on. My grandmother, every holiday, we were always together. We were always at my grandmother's. It never was any other place to go than to be at my grandmother's. She did all the cooking. She expected us to come and eat it all up, and we did. And I really miss her. And I hope that when, in the future, way in the future, that they miss me, when I'm not there at the table anymore. I hope they can talk about me, and I hope that I have laid enough groundwork in telling them about our ancestors. And, that's an important element that we need to adopt, is to tell our children about what we know about our ancestors so that they can tell their children and their grandchildren about what happened back during their time. My great grandmother would tell me about Christmas in their house. If they didn't go to sleep, they would threaten to put ashes in their eyes, and if they didn't go to sleep before Santa got there. And so she used to tell me a lot of tales, and I loved sitting listening to her. And a friend of ours, her great Angela Rice, she had told me to record my great grandmother because she said she was putting together some kind of documentary. This was back in the 90s. And my great grandmother died in 1992, and I never did record her. And I regret it to this day that I didn't sit down and ask her to tell me some of her stories so I could still hear her voice. And I could pass on authentically the stories of old. And so that has been a tradition in our family, is to pass down the stories that they told us. And that's something that we need to continue, because our children, they don't know where we came from, and they don't know that they come from royalty or, in somebody that was famous in the neighborhood or something. So we need to pass down those stories to our kids so that it can continue and become, part of us, part of them.
Okay. Well, Shanan, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. And,
okay.
I've got a story to share.
Well, we're waiting to hear it. Let's talk about family time.
Absolutely.
Let me just say this. There's a generation gap between Cynthia, and Shanan. So Cynthia's stories are based upon her generation and our generation, because Cynthia and I classmates, about the same age, and then Shanan is younger than us. Do what now?
You said we about the same age. I thought. I'm sorry. I thought you were a little lot more older. I'm sorry. Maybe we are. I'm sorry.
Now I said I wasn't messing with you tonight, but you want to start now? I already know you older, but you know, I tried to be nice. I tried to be nice. I tried to be nice, Shannon. Shannon, I tried to be nice, but she took me there, Shannon. She's older. All right.
I think my story is this. We've always had family together. My mother's home, we would have, 30, 40 people be coming by, voting to the hour to the, there was nothing like Thanksgiving for our bell ring on Friday. But I'm going to say this. I didn't know that there was such thing as Thanksgiving dinner. Because we had Thanksgiving breakfast. Now, let me clarify. Our neighbors to the right, to the left of us, the Caucasian, they eat Thanksgiving dinner about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They would have everything over. About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they would be eating their Thanksgiving dinner. My mother, seemed like she started cooking 2 days before Thanksgiving. But here it is, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Mama did it every day. 11 midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, we sitting down and eat Thanksgiving breakfast for the next day after Thanksgiving. So we had Thanksgiving. That's how long Mama made you wait for the food to be ready on Thanksgiving. So yeah, and we ate as a family, for those that could reach that day. Others would have to go on out to the woods or something, get them something.
Shannon, are you still there? I think Shannon, we lost Shannon.
I couldn't hear him, Greg. It was garbled.
Actually, what he was saying is, I heard what he was saying. Pretty much what he was saying is that they had Thanksgiving breakfast. That his mother would start a few days early cooking, and then and everybody would eat Thanksgiving breakfast. And of course, that's what they did. And other folks, how we have Thanksgiving dinners and that kind of thing. But he's back now. Hold on for a minute. Let me bring him back up.
No, don't misunderstand it.
What you said?
No, don't misunderstand it. We only had Thanksgiving breakfast because Mama didn't have dinner ready by Thanksgiving dinner time.
Okay,
so we had to stay. And by the time we ate, it was the morning of Friday morning, and that's what time we ate. So we had.
Wait a minute. Can you clarify that again? Let's clarify that again. Please clarify that again. Shannon, can you clarify that for us one more time? Because I think we're missing something here. I just need you to hold on for a minute. Let me bring you back up. Go on. Clarify that again. Now clarify that.
I said, Mama started cooking, looked like 2 days before Thanksgiving. And we were happy because we said we're going to have dinner on time. The white folk next door on Thanksgiving had dinner about 1:30 in the afternoon. One time we invited them over to have dinner with us, and it was past their bedtime, and Mama would still look like still drunk in the oven or something. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, popping noodles, drinking coffee. The family would sit around the table, and we would have Thanksgiving breakfast on Friday morning because it wasn't ready on Thursday night. That's my experience.
Excuse me, I'm so
sorry. Was this just one time, or was it all the time?
One time? Are you kidding me? You have all the away. They need to take their medicine waiting. Mama had to grab the hush puppies to throw it to the people, let alone the dog. To play the dog. She would always, she just had this ambitious plans for the cooking. It just took forever. Now, there's a bit of hyperbole in that, but I'm just saying that we ate pretty late. Pretty late. But the family was all together. And those are some of the experiences that we share. Is waiting for that meal to come out.
It's really funny. It really is. Let me just talk about our experience. Just talk about a grandmother, her great grandmother. Our experience was Big Mama's. We stayed with grandmama, so we was in Big Mama's house. So everybody would come to grandma's house for Thanksgiving. We come to her house for Christmas. It was like a gathering that we would all know that during holidays, well, I don't care if it was Thanksgiving, if it was Christmas, if 4th of July, or what have you, we knew that we would go into grandma's house to enjoy holidays. We were going to make homemade ice cream. We knew that we would have to churn that ice cream till it got to be ice cream. We knew it. We were going to have we were going to have, it was fun. It was fun. And good time with our cousins, because then we knew our cousins, and because we would all be together. Family knew family then. We knew who our first cousin was, our second cousin was, who our aunties and uncles and all. It was family. It was all family oriented. And that's a missing piece in our society today in terms of the family, because there's so much separation even around holidays. Because we got this family over here doing this and this family over here doing this, and there's no real coming together as a family unit. So then history lessons were taught, because you would be there and you would hear the stories of what they had gone through or what had taken place, and why this and why that, about Uncle Pete, who may have been the drunker of the family. But we knew those things about our family folks, and we knew our history. We knew where we come from. It's like right now, I may be one of the elders of my family, but people always asking me questions about, what about this? What about that? What about this? And I think about Tyler Perry's movie, The Family Reunion, and how they had everybody in the family came together, and then they were all doing various things, and they called for them all to come and learn the history lesson from Big Mama. And that's what we're missing, because we don't have that love like we once had, where we can sit down at the table. Because now, if we have a table, somebody sitting over there eating, or watching the kids on their phone playing. There's no real quality time to just kind of just talk about things and share past experiences, because past experiences are important, especially today. It's very, very important to let kids know, young people know, where we come from, our own struggles. And I say this not jokingly, but Cynthia, we're about the same age, but the reality was our struggles are not like your struggles, man. What you've gone through and what we went through is totally different in terms of our struggle, but our experiences are, we are a black family and we are a black unit. And even with that, when you came together, like you lost your uncle and the family came together and they broke bread together, and there were stories told then, and even that, it was an opportunity for us to know more about our family and our family members. And what our ancestors used to do would be is, if you were courting a girl or boy, we called it courting then, we call it dating now, or liking, you would bring that boy to your family's house, and their first question they would ask him, who's your mama? Who's your daddy? What do they do? And they would ask those questions, And the reason they were asking those questions later found out is because many of you may have been liking your cousin. You may have been wanting to date your cousin to let you know that this is not allowed. You don't date family members. You don't go with family members. These were things or lessons that we were taught, that we learned. But it was because of the understanding of the family unit, and because the family unit were together so many times, not just again at funerals, but all the holidays we were together. And then we would have a family reunion, you know, and where everybody would come together. That was not in the immediate, I guess, with family, like grandmama, nieces, nephews, and all that. But then other, like their brothers and sisters' children and their brothers, you know, I mean, it was like, that's what the family reunion, that's how we got to know each other, you know. So, well, I'm grateful to God that I have had that experience to grow up at that time and that time period where we were really close knitted. And we, even the community, neighbors love neighbors. You talk about you had a white neighbor and how they came to your house, but that's the way it used to be. It was that kind of community. It was that kind of community.
And we're losing that today. We're losing, you know, when you said, and I don't know if you unconsciously said it, but it's something that we say all too often, families were families then. Mm-hmm. And that's when family was really family. And so, you know, we have to really look at this. When you look at other communities that are intentional about keeping the family and the culture together, you don't hear Asians, Chinese, Japanese, you don't hear Native Americans talking about when family was family then. You don't hear Jews say that. And then in other cultures, you know, even African cultures and Caribbean cultures that really, you know, those that are in America that did not become absolutely Americanized, you know, they don't have that. So there's something that we are losing in Black America that somehow we need to try to regain that. And that is the importance of family. We wouldn't be on this if the Black family had been so intentional about sticking together, because the family was all you had. Society was completely against you. And so family had to do everything they could do to keep the dignity of a person's soul. And so, you know, I think that's real. That's why we have to say, well, it's just because they're not in church. But they're not in church because they're not in family. And when you have, you know, grandmothers that will be grandmothers, grandfathers that will be grandsons, sons that don't really want to be fathers, mothers that are too busy doing what they're doing to be mothers, then you get society so out, you get the community so out together that you know, when we can't get to the faith, we can't get to the family. And I think that's why we're seeing such high instances of suicide. All things that we have to know. But you hear this and you know, I think that the political it's not as family centered as it used to be. I know you know, at the party that I'm a part of, I know that it's not as family centered as it used to be. I remember brothers used to be. I remember families coming together. I remember talking to the community at work and all the things that we used to do, and the importance of fellowship. And we're losing that. today, and I dare say that we live in places, some places in our community, almost all of yet generations of kids that have never been to church. I'm talking to teenagers that have never gone to church. And I think this is a conversation. I think it's a conversation.
Well, for us coming up, and I'm sure Cynthia can concur, it wasn't a choice as to whether or not you were going to church. It wasn't a choice. You didn't have that choice. It was not your decision whether or not you were going to church. That decision was made for you by your parents. They made the decision that you are going to church, and you are going to Sunday school, and you're going to vacation Bible school. You're going.
Well, Bishop, I'm 50. I'm 50, and that was my case too. I mean,
Yeah.
when my mother packed my clothes to spend the night at a friend's house, if I could spend the night at a friend's house, because they often had to have a CIA clearance to be able to get mom to let us spend the night. And I later found that why, because it could be very dangerous in some of these homes. But my mother would pack my Sunday clothes. And if somebody said, "Oh, we want to go to church, you don't have to pack that." I would have liked to spend the night because I was going to be at church on Sunday morning, every Sunday morning. My parents had their crossfire.
Well, Cynthia, and when you was both father and mother, I'm sorry, a mother. Excuse me, I said father and mother. You said you don't like that. But a lot of ladies are both fathers and mothers. A lot of ladies are raising their kids and having to be a father and a mother. But the women cannot raise a man like a man can raise a man. So I will recant that and just say you were being a mother. Okay. So when you were raising your kids, how did you raise them in terms of church and and the fear of God and the understanding of who God was, or who God is rather?
Well, my children went to church. They didn't have a choice, like you just got to saying. It was never, they never really questioned going to church until they got much older when they were in high school. And then we go to church and in a car, everybody have their lip poked out and everything. But when we got to church, we were okay. But coming to church, it was like, we got their arms folded and I don't want to go or whatever. But they went every Sunday and they were, I think Sunday school is really important because they learn etiquette. They learn church etiquette. They learn, the 10 Commandments. A lot goes on in Sunday school. And I really believe in it, and there was never a question about it. And they were on program. They learned how to speak in public. So, and I had gotten that myself, going to church every Sunday and being on program. And I still think that those programs are important because it enhances their worldliness and, maybe bring them out of their shyness and help them to integrate into the world. And so because I had such a great experience in going to Sunday school, they did too, because there was no way I was going to leave them at home. Now, unless they were sick. If they were sick, that was different, but they never got sick that much. But I never gave them a choice, and I think that they're grateful for it.
Well, I know that I am grateful for it, and I believe, as Shanan was saying earlier, is that if people didn't get it, is that his mother would even let him stay with somebody if they were not going to be going to church on Sunday. If they were not going to go to church on Sunday, because he had to be in somebody's church on Sunday morning. Whether it was a Catholic church, whether it was a Methodist church, whether it was a Baptist church, whether it was a Holiness church, whatever church it was, he was going to be in somebody's church on Sunday morning if he was going to be spending the night. And so these are things that I think that are missing things in our society today, because people don't understand the importance of having a relationship with God, and understanding
Right.
that what we're dealing with now, these demonic spirits that we're dealing with now in our society today, that people are focused on things more so than eternal life. And so this is where we are now, this dispensation. But this dispensation and these things that Solomon says has happened before, because there's nothing new up under the sun. So we just have to continue
Right.
to be vigilant in what we do, and continue to bring our families together, to have family time, to be able to laugh. You know, Shanan, you said something that that was really good for me when I had my kids took me out for my birthday, my wife and I, because both of us, our birthdays in the same month, and we were able to sit down and have quality time with them, and laugh with them, and reminisce with them, and talk about how daddy was and how strict daddy was, and I learned this from daddy, I learned this from daddy. It just made me feel so good to hear them saying those things. It's like you said, the one they're working all the time, and the other one got a business and doing radio and TV and movies and stuff. But it made me feel good to know that I poured that into them, that they could say, daddy did this and daddy did that, you know. And it'll make you feel good when Samuel get older and he starts talking about what daddy did, and how daddy spent time with me, and how daddy taught me this and taught me that. So it's just a beautiful thing. And I just thank God for you guys tonight. We're having family talk tonight about the quality of families, and how families need to continue to unite and be together and show love to their brothers and their sisters. So, Shanan, you want to talk about Monday events before we get out of here?
Well, let me just say this. My father, just want to give one more story. One time, my cousin was staying with us for the summer, and we stayed up all night playing video games, and stuff that boys do and kids do. And so we got up and we went to bed at daylight on Sunday morning. And my father said, y'all need to get up, we're going to church. We said, man, we can't get up, we're too tired. Dad said, you're going to get up and go to church. So he went and got dressed. About 40 minutes later, he came in the room, and we were asleep. Boy, he woke us up like a drill sergeant. And he said, you know, I never knew someone could cuss like that and go to church. It's like, I said, like, and you on your way to church. He said, you don't go to church. So we can go. He drove out. We went up to the Christmas store, we returned to the Pentecostal, Holiness Pentecostal. We've never been that much, we've never been here. You know, I've never been to Pentecostal church before, Holiness Church before, and we walked in there, and the pastor, they started putting their blankets on the ground, and people would lay on them, and they were screaming and hollering, and later I found out they were talking in tongues and whatnot. I didn't know anything about it. But all of a sudden, the pastor said, we're going to pray. And as soon as he started to pray, he never said one word in English. And he started screaming and louder and louder. And the man next, the woman before, we jumped up and ran out of there like, where the heck are we? And we ran home, and we didn't even have a program. They didn't give a program at this church, because Dad said, you better show me a program. So we went back and said, can you give us a tape of the service or something? So we bought tape and ran home and showed him where we were. And he said, I told y'all to get up and we could go to our church on Sunday morning. So that was my story. That on Monday, we hosted a election event, which is a Shanan democracy. We are lining up in cars and buses, church vans, we'll see. We want you to call your friends that we join us at 8:30 Cascade Avenue on Monday morning at 7 a.m. We're going to drive from Atlanta. We're going to drive to East Point, College Park, Fulton, and then we're going to turn around and make our way to the West End Mall, where we will come together. Thank God for his grace and his goodness to us, and we will celebrate our democracy and our fight for democracy. We've been seeing lower numbers. We've been concerned about that. It inspired us to say that we a great number of focus on students. So whatever we got to do, we got to call, we got to email, some kind of pigeon, whatever we got to do. But we have to get the word out on this Tuesday. This nation that is in the middle of an ideological civil war, we have to make sure that we're protecting our interests and that we're at the ballot box. That's we're pushing that. It's the election push. The election push. Join the caravan for democracy. And Bishop, I went trick-or-treating too. I went trick-or-treating. I went trick-or-treating for Samuel. I didn't catch him. I went trick-or-treating for him. I got a bag, and I went around and all the coaches, I just want to tell you this is an experience. I was going to Halloween trick-or-treat to my family.
Well, I'm glad you triggered and you treated. But I want to just say this to ladies and gentlemen. So if you didn't hear Shanan, this Monday, 11 o'clock a.m., join us at CBC. I know he's having a little difficulty on his phone there, but join us at CBC right there on Cascade at Vickers. It's in between Beecher Street. Right there at Beecher Street and Cascade, you'll see Vickers there. It's next to the Church of God. And we'll be there at 11 o'clock and inviting everybody to come out as we stand for democracy. We're inviting preachers. We're inviting lay leaders. We're inviting labor leaders. We're inviting community leaders to come and be with us on this Monday at Vickers. It's on Cascade. It's right on the other side of Beecher Street. Right, and you can't miss it, next to the Church of God, right before you get to the old Cascade United Methodist Church. You will see Vickers there. So come on out and be with us and share in this. Say that again now.
It's 838 Cascade Avenue.
838 Cascade Avenue. Thank you. 838 Cascade Avenue. We need you to come. We need you to be there. And we need to save our democracy, because our democracy is on trial. The future of our young people is at stake. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Cindy, you got anything else you want to close out with?
No, just good night. Or good day. Or good morning.
You know what? You say you have nothing to say and then say something. Boy, I'm telling you, y'all always do that, don't you?
I just want to say, have a good morning or good afternoon or good evening, whenever you're watching. We're always good.
All right. Well, Shanan, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. You got anything else you want to add to what we've said?
No, I'm going to go trick-or-treating again next week. Try to get the grocery store to put some more meat in these bags and all these prices.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this ain't been nothing but straight talk with yours to the great Fann preacher man and Shanan Jones, Cynthia Waters, Miss C. Don't forget to like us, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to make comments, don't forget to share on our YouTube channel. And you can always send your information in. If you want to be a guest, send it to Miss C. Miss C will get you on this program, and Miss C will definitely make your announcement. All you got to do is send it to Straight Talk News at 1362 gmail.com. Until next week, this ain't been nothing but straight talk, talking about family.
Talk. Go Falcons, rise up.
Oh, Lord, he done started, y'all. I'm finna go, cause they rising down.
Want to be a guest on Straight Talk? Email Greg Fann at FANN922@comcast.net or call 404-308-0795. Join us again for another episode of Straight Talk with Shanan Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacher Man.